The 12 principles define how to make a realistic and believable animation regardless of the medium. In this episode, we discuss anticipation.
TipTut.
So let's talk about anticipation. Anticipation in animation is essentially all about preparation, ensuring both the subject and the audience is prepared for whatever action is about to take place. Let's take a jumping animation for example. If our subject suddenly launches into the air, it doesn't look terribly realistic. The subject hasn't stored any energy in order to move suddenly upwards. If your subject anticipates the jump by squashing downwards first, then launching into the air, it looks much more realistic. Here's an example with no anticipation, and the same example with anticipation applied. Do you see how the anticipated jump looks much more believable? Often, the direction of anticipation is directly opposite the direction of movement, like in the case with this jump. Anticipate downwards, move upwards. We actually saw this in a lot of our examples in the previous squash and stretch episode too, like in this simple example where the ball anticipates its fast movement forward. And that's an important factor. These 12 principles do not exist in a vacuum. To better get your audience to empathize with the on-screen action, they all interact with and rely on each other. Anticipation isn't just about believability. It also adds flavor and polish to an otherwise simple animation, like picking up an object, for example. Not using anticipation makes for quite a linear and boring animation, and crucially, it doesn't lead the audience through the action. They might miss what's happening because they aren't prepared to see it. Anticipation here does three things. It directs the audience where to look. It prepares them for the motion. Then finally leads them through it, leaving no chance for misinterpretation. If you put them next to each other, there's no doubt which is the more engaging animation. The amount of anticipation will affect your scene too. If a subject tries to push something heavy, there might be more than one level of anticipation. They'll need to wind up first, moving backwards, preparing for the push and leading the audience's eye. Then, with a second level anticipation, bunch up against the object before moving it, anticipating the motion and selling the weight of the object. Then, finally, they'll begin to push it. Moving something lighter requires much less anticipation. Essentially, it all boils down to this. Anticipation precedes and reinforces action. So that is it for anticipation. Do make sure that you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss the next video in this series, which is all about the principle of staging. My members are absolutely lovely people. Without them, this channel wouldn't be possible. Some of those absolutely lovely members are Tim Fitzgerald, Jarb Animations, Melem Hoover, ArtViz Love, and Red X Superior. All of you guys are beautiful people and I love you all.
Remember to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching.